What's good, y'all? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, aka Petey Mac. Man, get on up here, pull you up one, light you up one, kick your shoes off, relax, baby. You around family, we on the porch. It's Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. Let's do this. Yo, what's going on? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, aka Petey Mac, and welcome back to the porch. Little special this week. I'm gonna do a double up. That's right, I'm gonna do 2 episodes. We're gonna get on the porch twice this week, so you're gonna get double what you use to enhance your mind, relax or whatever. We gonna get double of what it is you sip on, cause it's a lot of stuff I had to talk about that I just had to get on here, and we had to do like 2 episodes worth, mainly because it's Labor Day weekend and I had all this time off, so I figured, and all this stuff I have to cover with you, so I figured, hey, let me share this with my fam, let me tell them what's on my mind, because there's a lot of stuff I'm not going to be able to get it into no 30-minute package, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit here and really kick it and talk to y'all for an hour. Like, I can talk, but I would just, nobody, like, giving me any back and forth. Yeah, even I can't do that, man. So there's a lot of stuff. We're gonna talk about sports, we're gonna talk about some movies, we're gonna talk about music, we're gonna talk about entertainment. Oh my god, we're gonna go all the way around. So get ready, we finna double up, man. First of all, when I talk about, I mention movies, so it's a movie that I had watched, y'all. From back in the day. It was one of them old Maverick Entertainment movies. For those y'all remember the Maverick Entertainment movie, that'd be them black movies. Like if you lived in Walmart that was in the hood or in an area that had a lot of black people, you could always find they were straight to DVD movies. 9 times out of 10, the person on the cover wasn't even in the movie. It'd be a brother, and then have like a brother that had a pimped out suit or with a gun, and they have like some fine ass women on there like in heels and bathing suits and all, and none of them people was in the movie. I ended up watching one of those. Matter of fact, let me put it this way. Maverick Entertainment DVDs and VHSs, cause we taking it back to VHS. A lot of y'all remember them, like, cause like I said, I remember seeing Maverick movies from as far back as like 96, I mean, not 96, like 97, 98. A lot of them were VHSs, some of them were DVDs. Y'all watched them if you was in the hood. 9 times out of 10, you had cousins in the hood. They had bootlegs, and they had the Maverick Entertainment movies. Like I said, they were the first Tubi movies. That's what Tubi movies were. Matter of fact, you can find a lot of Maverick Entertainment movies on Tubi. So before we had Tubi, we had Maverick Entertainment, and we also had, what was it, Xenon. Y'all remember Xenon? You had the little explosion in the background with the purple fire and everything, and Xenon to come out, because hell, that's what they released a lot of them 70s movies. Like hell, Dolomite was distributed on that, if I'm not mistaken. I think American Pimp, the documentary American Pimp, I think it was distributed on Exxon video. Not Exxon as in the gas company, but it's Xenox, Exxon. Man, yeah, man, it was a movie called Preaching to the Sisters. Oh my God, it was, that's the one thing I hate about now, that camera equipment has become so accessible to people. Because back then, you had to this had to be somebody who really had like money to go out there to do this, and they had to make an effort to put bullshit out. But you don't really have to do that like that no more, because now, I'm saying, people can record off their phones. Cameras looking damn near like movie quality, and it's easy to get stuff out there to the masses. It don't take a lot of equipment. Like, you don't have to have one piece of equipment to shoot the movie. You don't have to have another one for audio and another one for editing and all that. You can do that all on one device, like 9 times out of 10 the phone. Man, cause like, I love Tubi. But Tubi let a lot of stuff go through, and it's like, good God Almighty, why? Everybody don't need camera equipment. Everybody don't need screen writing software on their computer or whatnot. But I will say this that I do like about Tubi. I like the fact about Tubi, you can find a lot of stuff on Tubi. I mean, a lot of old movies you hadn't heard of in a long time, a lot of old TV shows that you hadn't seen in a long time, a lot of cartoons, man. Like, I don't know if y'all remember C-Bear and Jamal. Jamal from back in the day where Tone Low played C-Bear and Jamal was voiced by Arthur Reggie III. If y'all don't know that name, that was Alfie on Nickelodeon's My Brother and Me. I found that. I found Fast Lane on there. Like, this is like 02, 03 Fast Lane. That was like a cop show that came on Fox like on Friday night. I was able to watch it because I stayed on punishment a lot, so I had to be home. Not like anybody was inviting me anywhere. You know, it started Bill Bellamy and Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Y'all know her as Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell, and Big Boy, not Big Boy from Outkast, Big Boy from Big Boy's Neighborhood on Power 106 in LA. He was on there as a Chris, and I went back and saw it. I forgot how big he was. Good God, that man was humongous. But yeah, you can find other things on there. Like, I found the actual documentary for the movie Gridiron Gang. You know, the Gridiron Gang with The Rock and Exhibit. So if y'all if you watch the credits at the end, they showed like actual footage from the documentary that PBS shot in '93 based on the real Camp Kilpatrick Mustangs 1990 football season. And I had been scavenger hunting for that documentary, trying to find it high and low for years. I remember when I first found out about Tubi in like 2022, I ended up finding that documentary. And it actually was just as good, if not better than the movie. And actually, the Kilpatrick Mustangs were actually better than what they showed in the movie. They actually won the district title. So, yes, like I said, Tubi, it's got its ups, it's got its downs. I will say this, though, is 3 people, if I see them in a Tubi movie, I'm going to pay attention. One is Jamal Gravy Woolard. Y'all know him as Biggie Smalls or Christopher Wallace from Notorious movie, where y'all don't know who the hell thought Anthony Mackie was gonna be a good idea for that, but they cast Anthony Mackie as Tupac Shakur, but y'all digress. If he in the movie, a brother by the name of Denzel Dandridge and this chick named Crystal the Doll, or Crystal Hughes, both her and Denzel are from Detroit. And they actually a couple. I just found this out not too long. If one of them 3 people are in the Tubi movie, I'm gonna sit down and watch it, because, you know, them 3, especially, like, I'm gonna say this, they don't put out no bad stuff. Especially Detroit. I'm noticing a lot of good Tubi movies coming out of Detroit. So black people, I'll say this, you might want to risk it for the biscuit if you're trying to get into film. Risk it for the biscuit and go visit your family in Detroit, or go to move to Detroit, man. Because, like, hey, Detroit pumping out them movies like crazy. So, big ups to that. Now, last week, I found out that tragedy struck my hometown of Pascagoula, Mississippi. Found out that there was a shooting in Pascagoula, Mississippi at the Ingalls Shipyard. Apparently, man had went in there and shot this dude who was messing around with his old lady, and I was able to piece it all together what went down watching Facebook. I'm gonna tell you like this: you don't really need to watch the news. If something real big happens, just go to Facebook and you can just like use your context clues and make mental puzzle and piece everything together. Apparently, the man that shot the guy, the victim was messing around with his wife. And obviously he was somebody that was known in Mobile, because a lot of people come over from, they commute from Mobile, Alabama across the border. It's like 30 minutes to Pascagoula, Mississippi, working the shipyard. Apparently a lot of people I met during my time living in Mobile while I was attending the University of South Alabama, they knew the victim. And it was just, it was very tragic. Saw a whole lot of, man, I know you fucking lying, and they done messed the city up with this one. But at least unlike the rest of them, we knew who they was talking about. Because I be hating when people say, man, you done messed the city up with this one, man. I just ain't, I don't know. I can't take this. You gonna put the nigga's name up there? Like, how you gonna say they messed up the city? We don't even know who the hell you talking about. But I had this, it's funny that this happened. But not funny, but like, figuratively it's funny as happened, because I had a conversation with a friend of mine from work. Yes, actual friend of mine from work, not just a co-worker. And we were talking about this. He was saying, if a woman cheats on her man, but you don't necessarily know the dude, then technically you not at fault. I don't agree with that. If you knew that woman was a married woman, like say a kept woman, and you mess with her, it don't mean if you know me or not. That man come and he fire your ass up, you knew the risk of messing with a kept woman. That's one reason I remember in my younger years, I used to always call myself the professional side nigga. I used to because during my first tour in the Navy in San Diego, I was always meeting and hooking up with women who always seemed to have like boyfriends or something. Because I never went over their house or nothing. Like after a few weeks or a month of us kicking it, they just ghost me. So my friends on the ship, they had nicknamed me the professional side nigga, and I used to like that for a little bit. But now that I'm older and I realize, especially nowadays with how unstable people are, because people get caught up in the social media and the other pressure of the world, pressure to be good looking, to be rich, to be successful. A lot of people's brains are fried now. So I don't play with that no more. Like, here's the thing, like I learned from that, not just for safety reasons, but just because it's mentally exhausting. If a chick ain't 100% down with me, I'm not fooling with her. I'm not fooling with her. I'm gonna let her walk, because I don't have time for that type of shit. I'm too old for that. I'm 36 years old. Hell, in less than 5 months, I'll be 37. I ain't got time for that. I don't got time for this other stuff where women tell I need you to put me in my soft girl up. Bitch, you 41. If you can't figure out how to get yourself in your soft girl era now, you ain't even a girl. Like, if you don't know how to be feminine now, ain't a damn thing I can do for you. I'm sorry, I don't have that engine on. Come healed or go the fuck away. I do not have time to try to, I'm not a construction worker. I'm not finna fix something I didn't tear down. Or fix something somebody else tore down. Yeah, I'm not, that's not my, yeah. He can tear the house down, but I gotta prepare. No, thank you. I'm good on that, sweetie. I am very good on that. Like, yo. So either you go and get an independent contractor and have him fix it up and all that, or him or her fix it up, it's 2025. And then once that house is brand new, you put it back on the market, and I think about paying, and I think about buying it. Or maybe even renting it. Because I gotta live in it for a little bit before I foreclose. So YouTube, one thing I love about YouTube It's almost like up there with Tubi. You can find a lot of good content on YouTube. And I'm talking about like movies. I'm talking about documentaries. So I recently just found this documentary series about the Olympia high school boys varsity basketball team. That's Olympia in the capital of Washington State. There was a series called, the first one was called Legacy. The second one was called Legacy 2. Legacy 1 deals with the Olympic high school boys varsity basketball team, the Bears, that's their nickname. Deals with their 2020-2021 basketball season, how they dealt with it with COVID and everything like that. That one was okay. It's about 50 minutes long. It was okay. Now the second one, it got to me. The second one, Legacy 2, it detailed their 2022-23 basketball season. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. I like looking at their head coach, John Colley, who's coached the Bears off and on for like the last 30 years. I loved his fire. I loved his intensity. You can tell he loved those boys. You can tell those boys had a great rapport with each other. Their coaches cared about them. The community cared about them. Hey, they were just having some fun. But what really made this stick out for me, because I was living up in that area, because Olympia's about like, I lived in Tacoma, Washington, as many of y'all know, from summer of 2021 to the winter of 2023. While I was in Tacoma, my homeboy Bo Blast, y'all heard me talk about him a couple times. Not y'all remember, go back and listen to the Mobbing on our 5 episode that I did back in fall of 2022. Me and him was coming back from the Bay Area after doing some comedy out there. His son happened to be playing basketball for Lincoln High School in Tacoma. Actually, his son played like that and football. Actually, he's playing football in college right now. Shout out to his son, DeAndre, and his other son, Dami, who's down there playing college football in California with his brother. Shout out to his 2 sons. And following the Lincoln High School basketball season in 2022-23, I kept hearing a lot about Olympia. So I like low-key was there for that. And I love that. You know, this is something that hit me because I was there when their season was going. I was there when it was happening. And it just was like, I don't like the Pacific North, especially Washington State, that whole Puget Sound there. They're good for putting out basketball, high school basketball documentaries, because there's a classic that got put out in like 2007. It's called Soul of the Game. It focuses on the late 90s, early 2000s, Seattle Theodore Roosevelt High School Lady Rough Riders basketball team. And it almost was like a girl's answer to Hoop Dreams. So if any one of y'all like Hoop Dreams, go watch Heart of the Game. And that Ludacris actually narrated. Yeah, it was good. It was very good. I had been seeing it on YouTube a lot, and I just never gave it a click until one day. It was a cold day. I was up there in Washington. As a matter of fact, I didn't have nowhere to go. Didn't really have nothing to do. And I wasn't trying to go out there and embrace the cold. I said, I've been seeing this. I'm going to order on YouTube. And man, I watched that. I watched that about as much as I watch Paid in Full, about 2-3 times a year. So, yeah. This documentary was definitely a good documentary. Now we're going to move on to the world of music. First of all, Drake's album cover for Iceman. What in the entire hell is wrong with this boy? It just look, y'all seen it, boy, look like your face all glazed up, looking like something. I know what it looked like. Oh my God. I've never seen the hype in that man. Not hating on him. I just never seen the hype in him. Like, and then you put this, what is wrong with him? Just what is wrong? I don't know. But man, you know enough about that. I'm on to the next one. Now, Big X the Plug, new album. I hope you're happy. Hey man, I can honestly say it's safe to say that Big X the Plug is probably my new favorite rapper from this generation. Cause y'all know I listen to a bunch of old school stuff. I don't really listen to a lot of like really new stuff, especially like southern new stuff. And I don't know, I'm from the South, but like, yo, he did his thing. Now a lot of people are saying they felt he was trying to cross over, cause there are a lot of people saying it felt like a country album. Because let me just roll out some of the people he got featured on his album: Darius Rucker, Jelly Roll, Bailey Zimmerman, Ella Langley, Luke Combs, Tucker Whitmore, Thomas Rhett, and Shabuzi. I didn't get feeling like he was trying to cross over. I got a feeling like he was doing his thing. Like this was just the Texas. It was a straight Texas album. He from Texas. It just straight Texas album that just ride. And to be honest with you, I think he did his big one because it was a couple of them songs I can see on like either movie trailers or even being like the intro songs to some damn shows. Like, to be honest, had he made this song before Yellowstone went out, hell, I'm not even Yellowstone. I honestly see when Lineman with Ollie Lauder and Billy Bob Thornton comes back for season 2, a few of these songs are gonna be featured in that show. That's how good this was. Like, yeah, he crossed over, but it wasn't him trying to do country or nothing like that. That was the Texas in this man. This man was a straight Texas album. Now, speaking of also another person from Texas, another one to become my favorite rappers. He finally released something. I ain't heard nothing from this guy in a while. Ellie Dollar released a new album, Polychrome. Polychrome was nice. Hey, that was a smooth 28 minutes and 11 tracks. Real smooth. Oh my God. Like, I love every time he drops. I love every time another guy from Texas, AJ Snow, drop. He's actually gonna drop a project this upcoming Sunday. Can't wait for that to come out. He hasn't disappointed me yet. He still did that same thing where he put up an album cover, didn't have nothing on it, no title or anything. You just, if you know, you know. So moving on from that, we're going to podcast. So Joy Taylor went on Cam Newton's podcast, and I'm gonna tell y'all the guys honest truth. That wasn't nothing but just 2 hours of us looking at two good-looking people talk to each other. I didn't really, nothing was said that like made me think. Nothing was said that shocked the hell out of me. I remember I talked about Ray J being on Cam Newton's Funky Friday podcast and the crazy shit he said. It was two good looking people just talking to each other. And a lot of people saying they think Cam was, he was trying to hit. Because somebody pointed this out, they said, this is about the most normal Cam has dressed. So Cam trying to impress her. And I was like, damn. Because I did look at what Cam had on. That was about as conservative for Cam Newton as it could get. But yeah, it was okay. Like I said, it was just two good looking people just talking to each other and having a diatribe. Yeah, they thought what they saying was deep, and that's all that matters. On the Netflix, I'm gonna say this about Netflix. I don't know why Netflix so how they copy 30 for 30. I guess they trying to copy Hulu now or some other stuff because they have a Hurricane Katrina documentary. It's called Hurricane Katrina, obviously, come hell and high water, which I would not be watching it. I don't know. I swear to God, it's like streaming platforms get on one topic and they would run that into the ground. Y'all remember, like, what was it, 2016, 2017, thinking 2018? They Pablo Escobar'd us to death. That's what they're doing with this hurricane. I don't want to see it. The shit happened 10 years ago. I lived it. I didn't watch the other one that they had did on Disney Plus. I'm not watching this one. But y'all go in. Y'all can have at it. Now, what I did watch on Netflix, I did watch Miss Governor, which was formerly called She the People, starring the lovely Miss Terry J. Vaughn, who we all remember as Levita Alizé Jenkins from the Steve Harvey Show. And I'm not gonna lie, people can say what they want to say about Miss Governor. That show funny to me. I'm gonna tell you one person who kind of funny to me is the mayor, not the mayor, the governor who is hospitalized, and his top aide, Jed, played by Kevin Thomas. That man may be a racist, he may be a bigoted prick, but that man is hilarious. Oh God, I love him. Mojo Brooks, that brother is doing his thing. That brother is funny as hell. He had me crying. T.C. Carson, that's old Kyle Barker right there. But hey, T.C. Carson had me rolling. On it's a couple, and they touched on a lot of stuff in there. So there's a part in there, without giving away spoilers, that Terry J. Vaughn's character had to talk to the Florida governor, and the Florida governor happened to be a Latin woman, Hispanic, mind you, if you will. And she's trying to talk to her about policies or something, and the woman is like blowing her off like she is, like, Terry J. Vaughn's character is beneath her. And I like how they did that, because that showed how some Latin people be really thinking they're above black people, and it's like, you are just a bigger nigga as we are, if not bigger, because anytime, as we seen, they can snatch you up off the street and detain you, citizen or not, because they've snatched up a lot of citizens, and it's not even funny how they've done that. You got your microaggressions with, like, how they did the Civil War reenactment. When y'all see that, you're gonna be like, what the hell? And other things they were trying to do with Terry J. Vaughn characters. It was like, it's a lot of stuff they show. My biggest thing I was mad about, and I need them to have more of next season. We need more Joe Marie Payton in there. Oh my God, Joe Marie Payton, who y'all know is either the OG Harriet Winslow or Sugar Mama, from Family, or Sugar Mama from the Proud Family. We need more of her. She had me crying. I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. Man, before I get up out of here, it's two incidences I want to talk about. So the first incident I want to talk about is Shiloh Sanders. Shiloh Sanders has been cut from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What people think had happened is, in the preseason game with the Buffalo Bills, he got to fighting with Buffalo Bills tight end Zach Davison. A lot of people was thinking he was on the chopping block, but they think that's the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, if you go back and look at that video, Zach Davison started up with Shiloh first. Shiloh went and defended himself for the most part. But they didn't do anything to Zach Davison. They ejected him from the game or nothing. Now, there's another incident that happened out in Los Angeles. Raja Jackson, who is the son of Quentin Rampage Jackson of the UFC MMA fame, he is being charged with attempted murder after pummeling a wrestler named Psycho Stu. Now, what is crazy about this, if you go and look at what happened, Psycho Stu, before all this transpired, he got in Raja Jackson's face, clocked the boy upside the head with a can of beer, and was talking cash money shit. But nobody takes that into account at all. And Rampage Jackson kind of pissed me off because he said it's unexcusable what my son did. He shouldn't have did that. This is showing the game is rigged. And y'all know what game I'm talking about. Because these two brothers were defending themselves. I seen the tape of both these incidences. That was clear cut defense. Number one, with I'm gonna say about the Psycho Stu thing where Rampage Jackson is talking about where he's an MMA fighter, my son's an MMA fighter, there's no excuse for that. Well, that man should have known better than to fuck with an MMA fighter. You played a stupid game and you won a stupid fucking prize. That's like me talking shit to somebody who got a gun pointed at me and then getting surprised I got shot. Should have been talking shit. And Shiloh Sanders, this just showed that they got a vendetta. The NFL got a vendetta against Coach Prime, who's also known as Deion Sanders. They don't like the man's bravado, his cockiness, his swagger, none of that. So they taking it out on his children. They tried their best with Shador, but they couldn't get him. Because they made their quarterback cuts and Shador is still a Cleveland Brown. But they was like, we can't get that one. We'll come get this one. So I hope Shiloh gets another shot to get somewhere. And I hope that Rajah Jackson is exonerated of all charges. Because, hey, you don't want fire. You don't want the smoke. Don't go looking for fire. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, this has been my time on the first episode of this weekend on the Double Up. Man, you can find me on Facebook. Y'all know my name. You know where to go look for me. You can find me on Instagram, PDMac10. That's PETYMAC10. Or you can find me on TikTok, PDMac89. Same as Instagram. Drop the 1 and the 0, add an 8 and a 9. Like my posts, comment on them, share them, and subscribe to all my handles. Until till tomorrow, be cool, stay calm, and get paid. Peace.